Woo! I gotta say, I'm loving the new look. Good evening, Mzansi, and welcome to the Primetime Squad. We've just rolled up on your timeline. And guess what? You're watching Trending South Africa, Trending SA, right here on SABC3. And we're ready to serve the top trends, the topics, the best way we know how. Okay, so my name is Mo Flavor. I'm not gonna freestyle that because, you know, a rap career was never my thing. But I'll tell you one thing. I've got Jawsy's A-listers here. I'm talking the wicked, the funny. Lesego Tlabi.
Joe, we did it, Joe. We did it.
Yeah. And then, of course, the most beautiful, tallest, most delicious glass of champers, Loot Love.
I mean, what it do, baby?
Yeah, baby.
I mean, hey.
I'm loving this intro. And then, of course, the man of the hour, the emperor of Umlazi, Maple.
South Africa, we are back from Tribal Council, and I'm on your screen.
The survivor.
I can't.
For most of our viewers, actually, they're seeing you guys for the first time, and you guys met just this weekend.
Yeah.
So I just want to ask you a few quick questions.
Okay.
First one, who's most likely to arrive late on set? Based on first impressions.
Yeah, that would be Lesego.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I
Who's most likely to throw tantrums in the makeup room?
My black. No, what? Today was never me. What? It was fun. It was
All
fun.
right.
My black.
Now, this is an important one. It's about first impressions,
Yeah,
right?
you.
Who is most likely not to last?
Well, it's clearly not you.
I don't know.
Okay.
Oh, man. Actually, let's bring it back in, okay? Let's bring it back in. And just before we get into our top trends today, we have some exciting news about a partnership with Vodacom coming your way. But before all that, let's get into our top trends.
So let's spill the tea with our first trend. So social media and media houses were sent into a frenzy last week when Julius Malema posted this. So he says, at Pres JG Zuma, can we please have tea urgently? Of course, the former president, Mr. Jacob Zuma, responded with this.
Can I read it for you?
Yeah, please, Mable, go ahead.
Okay.
got the right
Tobela Mashabi. Hey! I've seen your request to share a cup of tea. To do this. As you know, Gandla village is home for me, and that is where my time is spent these days. Tea, I have plenty of. You are more than welcome to come over for a cup of tea. Hi!
Where are the classes? Where are the classes so you can also, you know, do the classes thing. But listen, soon after that, Julius, along with Advocate Dalimpofu.
Wait, Mo, why does it look like a drug deal's going
I'm
on?
also like,
I see what you mean.
Pablo Escobar is happening in Kanga.
Kings of Joburg.
Yo, hi. Narcos.
So, I mean, EFF spokesperson, as you can see, was there. Vuyani Pambo, ANC's Mzwanzile Masina, as well as Tony Yengeni. They all flew down with a chopper to the former president's homestead. I mean, there's no better way, more spectacular way. And as usual, Twitter was up in arms.
When are they ever not?
Right, this is what Upietra Rampedi had to say. One of the lessons of this famous tea session, which forced the media to camp in Kandla again, is never say never in politics. There are no permanent enemies and permanent friends. And never inherit people's squabbles or be a victim of hot-spotted anger. And of course, our DA was there with this. The DA has already written to the Speaker of the National Assembly requesting for a full investigation into exactly how and who paid for an extravagant trip by Julius Malema and others to the home of the ex-president, Mr. Jacob Zuma in Nkandla.
Sounds like FOMO to me. Like, why were we not invited to the
Why are
party?
you outside the club? You hating because you can't get in?
I need a
So
speech
listen.
of a nation as to why they always end black people business. That's what I want.
I'm here for all of that. So the other thing, of course, I'm curious about is, you know, with the tea they had. I mean, we've heard how hot it was. We've heard what was probably in it. I mean, we don't even know how many different teas there were, the different selections,
Right.
the different flavors.
Was it even tea?
Was it even? Was it even tea? But I mean, what do you think they were talking about? Also considering the relationship between the EFF and former President Jacob Zuma. Zuma must fall, now Zuma must drink tea with us.
You know what? That's actually quite easy because in my world, two people who have had a fallout have to squash their beef over a cup of Goop Tea. It's best served with a hint of spice. And just to ask how Zuma felt about Malema, you know, getting involved in his business dealings with the G brothers. I don't know.
Do you let?
I like this. Zara came to work today.
I can totally see that. And once they're done bearing the hatchet, hold on, this tea is hot. Julia's brought Ubaba up to speed about what's going on in the EFF headquarters with a bit of voluminous blend of aromatic scandals. You see, now the name is very long. I know you won't be able to pronounce it. So for now, we'll just call it VBS.
Oh, no,
Nice.
Cheers.
And once they're done catching up, they started bonding over a cup of brusasa, which goes really well with some cupcakes. Because what better way to bond than to gossip about other people being implicated in a scandal?
Take sips.
Can we buy any of this tea anyway? I mean, come on.
And while on the subject of tea, we asked you at home, which other prominent figures or celebrities would you like to come together for tea to fix their relationship? Magesh Magasi says Casper and Ricky Rick, so that they can come clean on what really happened between them. Guys,
Oh, yeah.
the country waits.
Oh, yeah.
That would be an interesting conversation. And very Koki, Banela saying South Africa and corruption.
Definitely.
Fully agree.
We need
Right,
the answers.
the one from James Makietso is a beautiful one. Ute Metro FM management and DJ Fresh. Now, unlike the both of you from Metro FM,
I'm not on weekday breakfast. It's not my job.
Listen, you do know that contracts
What does
are up
Metro FM
soon.
say?
I don't want to lose my contract. You know, if they want to meet for breakfast, that's fine by me.
So, guys, in other news, I'm sure we've all seen the long-awaited Coming to America 2 trailer that's been making its rounds on social media. Take a look.
It is so good to see you.
Well, I be damn. Look who done come up in here.
Hey, escuta Kinte and Ebola.
Famine and blood diamonds.
Nelson Mandela and Winnie.
Those hungry babies with the flies on the face. Hey, oh, that's too much now. You stepped over the line.
Okay. Soon after the trailer release, Nomzamo shared the film poster on her Instagram with the caption, "I never thought I would make a dope collar pin. Rubs hands like Birdman. The work. Water the seeds of your heart's desires with gratitude and thankfulness."
Okay. So it turns out that the royal country of Zamunda also gets a copy of the Maxhosa catalog, because guess who was spotted wearing a Maxhosa cardigan in Coming America 2 trailer? Mr. Eddie Murphy, the king himself.
I've got to
really
say,
dope.
South Africa is like the flavor of the moment.
Yeah.
Flavor.
Everybody's trying to get with us, get with our DJs, our artists, our movie stars, actors, actresses. I mean, think of the cardigan and how expensive that's going to be nowadays. 100,000
the
rand
target
for a
market.
Maxhosa. I'm not the target
Yeah.
market, it's fine.
Also, you know what? Shout out to our girl Nomzamo. You know what I mean? People want to hate on the fact that she's not in the trailer. She's in the movie. Relax. She's probably killing it. Top 10 most to watch in the next year or so for Hollywood. Yeah.
And we have actually congratulated Nomzamo. I want to put that out there before you guys call us witches. We said congratulations to Nomzamo. But we have to talk about the movie. Guys, this movie, I think it's tone deaf for this era. The jokes that are on the movie. So do you guys think it's going to work now? As Africans, are we going to be laughing at flies jokes on
I
the
don't know
eyes of
if
African
those
children?
kind of stereotypes are funny in this day and age, to be honest. Like a movie when you didn't have internet and you didn't know what South Africa or Africa looked like in the 80s, okay, maybe, but now we know what, we've got cars, we've got internet, it's so tone deaf and it's so problematic and so stereotypical, and
Yeah, well, I'm not even a fan of slapstick comedy anyway.
Besides, it's also not made for us, yeah?
No, I don't
Yeah,
think it's made for, I
watch
think
it
it's
on that
made
weird
for
channel.
Americans who've never seen outside America.
There you go.
All right, on that note of tone deafness, we still have more trends coming your way after the short ad break. And today, Miss South Africa is launching her Mindful Monday campaign. She will be in the studio to tell us more about it. Stay tuned. And it's Star on 3.
Welcome back to TrendingSA. Don't forget to join the conversation with the hashtag #on3. Now, this story is my personal 5, and it raised eyebrows on social media after best friend in my head, Noma Mngoma, ex-wife of the disgraced former finance minister, Malusi, mentioned that she is set to appear at the Zondo Commission of Inquiry.
Oh, girl. However, Tweeps didn't hold back on their fiery comments and came for our edges with all these comments, and this is what they had to say. MXB saying Noma is going to expose the out of Gikaba. He had 456 gigabytes of porn and always had LV bags full of money.
Well, porn is not illegal, so there's nothing illegal.
And who says those bags were
LV bags are not illegal as well, so we're fine.
How you got them might be illegal.
Avril Peterson saying everybody will get a chance to be in the spotlight. Celebrity politicians, family, friends, and more. Zondo Commission will still be running longer than days of our lives. I don't think so, but okay. Doesn't the NPA already have all the evidence to prosecute? Tricky.
You should have by now.
So many hot questions. But of course, in light of this blunder of acquiring these vaccines that turn out to be ineffective by the government, I mean, I'm just thinking here,
which controversial political partner?
This is the question you asked us earlier.
yes, of course. So
You malfunction on air.
it's that picture that scares me, right?
Never scares you.
It's that picture that scares me. So I'm just thinking in my head, which controversial political party leader, partner,
Yes.
do you think is worth having a chat with?
I have one.
Okay, go.
Helen Zille's husband.
Why?
Why not? Look at that picture.
He was running away. She
wears the pants. She wears the pants. Look at her. She's
Melania
pulling
Trump for me
And he didn't choose
personally.
that tie either.
No, Melania Trump for me, guys. I want you here because she wants to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
I definitely want Graça Marcel, Graça Marcel, because
Okay.
she can actually teach both of you here on the table how to secure the bag. The only lady to marry 2 presidents.
Sure.
She's the one.
What you are is rude. What you are is rude. So after the break, we're actually going to take on the conversation to Vodacom Next Level with our Motivational Mondays with the effortlessly beautiful Miss Eze Shudu. Join the conversation with hashtag #TsaOn3. See you in a bit. And is this where we
Yeah,
at?
we're here.
Okay, welcome back
That is
to your
cultural
home of
appropriation.
trends. It's hashtag #TaOn3. Now, if you haven't already heard, here is the real tea. We are super excited about our new partnership with Vodacom. So much so, we want you to take a look at this.
These days, we all need a light in our lives. This light is connecting a family who've been apart. This light is learners everywhere exploring the biggest library in the universe. These lights represent women in dangerous situations, connecting to real help. These lights are people connecting to free healthcare. These small businesses connecting to opportunities for growth. So when you look closer, these lights are not just technology, they are connections for better lives. And we won't stop until everyone is connected.
Yes.
We are connected.
getting the
Keeping
money.
everyone connected.
Yes.
Now, the Everyone Connected brand campaign and commercial is all about showcasing some of the initiatives Vodacom created to connect people for a better future.
Now, the advert draws a parallel between what we as ordinary people see as technology and hardware with cell towers, our phones and tablets, and what really goes on behind the scenes with projects that address some of the most important human issues facing South Africans on a daily basis.
Yeah, and we know there's plenty of those. I mean, Vodacom understands the challenges that young people face, particularly unemployment and the issue of scarcity of jobs. So the thing is, various Vodacom Next Level initiatives designed to benefit the youth and under 25s in South Africa include higher earning rates with VodaBucks rewards program, platforms for entrepreneurs to promote their products and services, as well as job opportunities as data and voice sellers.
Mo, with all that said, it's time for hashtag Motivation Monday, proudly brought to you by Vodacom Next Level.
So last week, the reigning Miss South Africa, Shudufhadzo Musida, took to her social media to make an announcement Take a look. She says, as I mentioned on the final night of Miss SA, that I would like to start a mindful movement, one that aims to inform how we as society view mental health and stigmatizing it. Oh, the big words, big words. So Miss South Africa will be launching an online mental health movement initiative under the hashtag Mindful Mondays. The gorgeous Shudufhadzo joins us now to outline what her Mindful Mondays are all about and why is mental health so close to her heart. Welcome to the show, Miss SA. And I am so glad to have somebody else who wears a crown on the show. Welcome to the show. Sovereigns on this side of the table.
No.
Thank you so much for
adding yourself to that list.
And where is the crown, Shudu?
The crown is in my closet.
Okay.
But I should probably not disclose the location of
I think
it.
that's a good
So
idea.
it's not just safe in your closet. Okay, got it.
No, so Miss Kebenya's at this table.
Now, I want to take you back a bit to that moment at the Miss South Africa pageant,
Yeah.
right? You were, in that final round of the question and answer sessions, and you actually said something interesting. Let's check this out.
I would call my movement the mindful movement. Suicide is one of the leading causes of death between people aged 15 and 29. 1 in 3 people are expected to suffer from mental illnesses in their lifetime.
I mean, you were at a homecoming ceremony back home in Limpopo, and one of the things you highlighted was government's involvement in creating more awareness and using their influence on issues around mental health, particularly in the rural areas. Why is it so important for you that this happens, that we get into this, reality of dealing with mental health in rural areas and destigmatizing it?
Currently, mental health is still viewed as a taboo in rural areas. If someone is struggling with mental health, they say, no, it's witchcraft. But so many people are suffering. I grew up in an environment where people were committing suicide left, right, and center. And the only excuse that they had for it was witchcraft. But we're in a day and age now, especially now with COVID-19, mental health and the mental health issues have been exacerbated, whereby people have lost jobs, livelihoods, loved ones, and we expect them to be okay, but we need to be in an environment where we say, listen, it's okay to not be okay. It's okay to seek help. It's okay to feel like you're not coping, but then you're not alone. So in order for us to rebuild our nation and to get to a point where we heal properly as a nation and move forward, we need to tackle the mind, the powerhouse.
Sure. So you're having your first one tonight after you leave the show at 7 p.m.
Yeah.
What can we look forward to in this first session? Who is your guest? What will you be unpacking? What can we look forward to?
So my guest tonight is clinical psychologist and SADC board member, Nomzamo Mbatha. So tonight we are talking about mental health 101, so what it is. So the whole point of Mindful Mondays is educating. So for us to be able to educate further and speak about issues such as mental health in the Black community, mental health in workplaces, we need to start at the core, which is the fundamentals. What is mental health? Right. Mental health versus mental illness. There's so many things that we need to teach one another in order to engage with this conversation properly. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, so you also experienced a lot of cyberbullying, especially recently with your confidence and obviously South African men not knowing how to handle that. But you were also quoted as saying, the bullying happened when I moved to a new school. Before the age of 9, I was a bubbly little girl, but then people found it okay to bring me down at a time when I was trying to discover myself. The ramifications were enormous. So now that you've been dealing with cyberbullying as well, how have you been dealing with that versus how you dealt with it when you were younger?
So in 2017, I read a book called The 4 Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. In that book, it said, don't take anything personally. How people treat you is a reflection of who they are and not a reflection of you. So back then when I was 9, I didn't know that. Now that I'm older, when people say anything bad about me, I switch off. Because personally, if you are, or you have the time to say those kinds of things about me, that's a reflection of you, not a reflection of me. Sure. So I just keep it moving.
And you look beautiful, by the way.
I
was like, give us more, give us more.
South African men want to build you up to a certain thing, but then you're not allowed to go over that thing. Like they want you to be confident, but not too confident. Sucks.
It's so terrible.
So, Shudu, can I call you that?
Yes.
Since I'm an emperor.
Wow.
We're on first name basis. I'm the emperor and the queen. Yeah. So there's a lot of buzzwords around mental health that are out there. We talk about Thoughtful Thursdays. We talk about Self-Care Sundays. Some people drinking on Self-Care Sundays. Don't do that.
That's a part of
That's
self-care.
not self-care.
Yeah,
It's a part of self-care.
So I want to ask, what do you do to actually take care of yourself, especially during this time?
One thing that I learned very like early on during the lockdown was small victories. So there's days where you're going to wake up and the toll of the pandemic is on you. Like you feel like you just can't do anything. Focus on the small victories. So that will be taking a walk outside. Sometimes I even read a book. There are days where I just put on some music and start cooking and I dance while I do that. For me, that is therapeutic because we can't try to focus on the big victories right now when you don't even know what's going to happen tomorrow. Yes, there's so many ups now with the vaccine and everything, but there was a time where we had no hope. Now there's a lot of hope, but at the same time, don't forget to check in, don't forget to love yourself. So it's in the simple things. Don't try to do too much. Just focus on the small things, the small victories. And eventually it's going to build up momentum to the big victories.
Yeah, I mean, to us, it sounds like you've already started that journey of mindfulness, which is absolutely key. Now, we know that tonight is the launch. What do you want people to take away from tonight's session? Is it even something that will live only on IG, or are you going to grow it to something bigger?
Listen, the sky's the limit. I was actually thinking about it today, like where would I want this to go? And I've been getting a lot of questions about how it's going to reach people in remote areas as well that don't have access to Instagram. And I was thinking about how we all have to start somewhere. It's going to grow to become something so much more than this because as soon as I announced it, so many people were just saying, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. But then I'm saying thank you to them because they're receptive of what we're trying to put forward. So what people can expect from this is learning. Learning to know that it's okay to not be okay. Learning to know that it's okay to seek help. We're going to direct them to the right resources. For example, SADC has so many resources. For example, with the call centers that they can go to. And the whole point of this Mindful Mondays is just to get to a point where we can sit with one another and engage with mental health, not in a shameful way, or you have to hide the fact that you see a therapist, for example, because people do that.
That's right.
But we get to a point where we can engage in it and say, listen, Lutz, I'm not okay. Like, I'm not okay. Mo, I'm not okay. Like, I'm really not okay. And if we can get to that point, then I think we've achieved our goal.
Absolutely, and I think it's for everybody, including the trolls and the bullies. They also need to get in on this.
It's for everyone.
The most.
Absolutely. Thank you. We're out of time. But wow, always leaving an impression. And the Lesotho can't even breathe. Thank you so much.
I have to admit, you're saying this to me, but I'm a fan. So.
Well, there you go.
Mama, it's magic. It's magic. Oh my goodness, so wonderful. Well done, Mama. You made the cut. So you can check out Vodacom's Next Level to learn about this innovative approach to youth empowerment and what it's creating and the value and opportunities for South Africans that are under 25. And you can also keep an eye out for the Next Level app, which is currently in development and will be available for you soon, so you can take advantage of all the special offers, features, and more.
Now, some of the amazing deals on offer include getting double your data on Just For You deals and 1 gig of data just for 19 Rand. You heard me right.
How many days?
Now, that's how we arrive at the end of another exciting edition of Sa on 3, our first episode. Wow. Remember to catch all your topical stories on TrendingSA weekdays at 6 on SABC 3. And until tomorrow night, good night. See ya.
We did it, John! We did it!